I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. It's so nice to have you friends here with me once again, sharing another moment of calm, of conscious evolution. I feel like already the space is a little bit more welcoming. So I welcome all of you friends. Let's read something we're saying. No rage? No, I'm not enraged. I'm not enraged. Are you enraged? Should we be enraged? I feel pretty good actually. I feel I've just been reminded more than anything that everything is but fuel for the fire, right? In this context, the fire being your consciousness, the part of you that's aware, the part of you that's actively burning, right? This experience. Like you have this experience and then it's gone. And then you have this experience and then it's gone, like a flame, right? And then everything is being burned by you, right? You consume with your eyes, you consume with your ears, you consume with your mouth. We consume through situations, through experiences that we have. And it is fine, especially if we realize that it is a part of the process. And I feel I have been fueled, especially so yesterday, just kind of thinking about how much I appreciate you, friends, right? That the thing that was causing me more angst than anything is the fact that I couldn't read your friends' comments. I tried to go back to the stream afterwards to read the comments, but as you know, YouTube does for some reason, there's some sort of ingest thing where the first day it doesn't actually register the comments. So maybe I'll be able to read them a little bit later. But I'm sending all of you friends lovin's. Hey, I see Joy already here. Shan, beloved Dog Dad, Sam, Natalie, Dan. What a blessing. So nice having you, friends. Again, Dog Dad, lovin's to you. No more fuel, no rage Sunday. Good morning, wonderful humans. No rage Sunday. Who decided that? What if I wanted to rage? No, I'm not actually enraged. Quite the contrary. I feel, we've been talking about this for the last 2 days now. Is this energy of resignation that has been arising, right? Of letting go, of acceptance, of coming to a conclusion, right? And I feel it's almost like I have been running around this fire for a while now, right? But now I'm officially willing to embrace it. Straight up just walk into it. Like, we're talking about fireworks. I feel like that's fire themed. I approve. Every morning is an opportunity to plant a foot tree in someone's ass. That's so yikes. That's such a yikes thing to say, Sam. Because now I'm imagining like the foot being like a seed that you plant in someone's ass and then it grows to become a beautiful tree. And no, that's so cursed. I just start thinking about it. Exhausted from fireworks and such as the kiddos last night. I'm happy that you took them nonetheless, Natalie. I hope you get to have like a restful Sunday. We missed you, Noga. We did. We missed Louisiana too. I mentioned you, friends. We've been having loud AF fireworks nightly. I hate fireworks. Is it? Independence Day? It's 4th of July or something, right? 4th of July seems to be. I think that's what I'm thinking. I'm not exactly pretty sure, but I'm sorry you friends are dealing with loud fireworks. I hope you get to see some of the pretty ones at least. Ducking and I are hanging out to let mommy sleep in. That's nice. Hoping no more for a month. Next holiday, but everyone had fireworks yesterday. Neighbors were shooting off M80s till midnight. So Sam is very much enraged. Also, like again, right? I'm happy. I'm not really happy. What's the exact word that I'm feeling? I am contented? No. I am satisfied. Yeah, I think satisfied. I'm satisfied with the fact that at least I'm not the only one that feels this sense of tension with noise in our environment that can cause us to feel very fiery, right? We can calm ourselves down a little bit. Breathe deeply. The fireworks here are nuts. It was like Falaja here last night. I don't know what Falaja is, unfortunately. We saw fireworks last night. I love fireworks, especially the finale, right? It's absurd. Love, love, Terra Nova. Love the sparkle ones. Yes, it's the 4th. It's on Tuesday. Okay, but it is the weekend before the 4th, so people are probably taking advantage of that since they're home with the kids or whatever. The anniversary of the biggest political upset in history is nigh. Yeah, fire, right? Fuel to the fire that is. I don't even know. Is it the whole tea thing? Hey Google, what is the significance of 4th of July? I didn't understand. Liar. Let me search it. Independence Day, 1776, the Second Continental Congress unanimously adopted the Declaration of Independence, announcing the colony separation from Great Britain. Yeah, and then the whole tea thing, right? I know histories. I know histories. I should probably, actually. You know, knowing history is probably not a bad thing, but at the same time, a part of me wants to not, right? Like, and I'm like very aware of the whole history tends to repeat itself. But there's also this Elven saying, what has been doesn't have to continue being, right? Yeah. Slowly but surely. They're the best. I captured the picture of a heart shape. She did, like a literal heart shape in the middle of the fireworks. I don't love fireworks. Also, idiots shoot in the air, making it dangerous to walk around some places. Yeah, I'm also not the biggest fan. I think the last time I had proper fireworks was when I was still a kid. I do like playing with explosives, but I feel that's just a kid thing. I wonder why that is. All right, like we have cow patties here in South Africa, and there's these small little firecrackers called black spiders. They're like very tiny. They're like, imagine thick matchsticks, you know, like 4 of them would fit in the circumference of my pinky or something. And you would put those little black spiders in cow patties, and they would make these little explosions, you know, like little like meteorites hitting the surface of the earth. You know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe like it's some sort of primordial, you know, experience where you want to see the destructive power of things. No, the Boston Tea Party was before. Oh, so that was probably like the lead up to it, you know, like the spice before the actual meal. Why should you know our history? I guess I shouldn't. I guess I just a part of me would like to be informed, right? Like I don't want to be in that state of like I don't know what's happening right now. What is happening right now? Love you. Just a little bit of light vandalism. I couldn't go to my friend across the river because the main bridge was closed for Canada Day stuff, including the fireworks prep. That sucks. I'll post the pic in Discord, Natalie. One sec. Post it in Discord. Thank you. Man, love things go boom. M80s. Aren't fireworks. They're quarter sticks of dynamite. What? What is there? You freaking American friends. Like, I like how you have access to stuff like that. It's like, no, Melt, actually, that's illegal. You're not allowed to have quarter sticks of dynamite. Like, I would lie if I said my childhood self doesn't want to play with quarter sticks of dynamite as well. I still do get the appeal. I don't understand why, though. Maybe I should ask Hippiatia. Maybe there's like some sort of psychological reason for it. Hey, ChatGPT. Me and my friends are talking about explosives or fireworks and the draw that it has for children to play with them. Is there a reason for that? There we go. Sometimes it spazzes out a little bit. When it comes to explosives or fireworks, children are often attracted to them due to the visual appeal and the excitement they generate. That is true. There is a certain level of adrenaline playing with things that go boom. They're bright and they have colorful displays. It's a spectacle or a celebration. It's a sensory stimulation. There's novelty and unpredictability. Yeah, that's true. You get to blow something up and see how it got blown up. And there's a sense of magic. Yeah, that's true as well. Fireworks can create a sense of magic and fantasy for children. The way they transform the night sky and create a temporary spectacle can make children feel like they're witnessing something extraordinary and enchanting. Ah, here we go. Now we understand where that fuel comes from just a little bit more, don't we? The facts on his neutralization test will help on his neutralization test. Neutralization test. Is a neutralization test the thing that I need to take if I want to become an American citizen or something? Joey, I was so angry last night. I was ready to call the police. With the sticks of dynamite, I can imagine. That's because those are loud booms, yo. Those like straight up shake your house, almost like vibrate your windows kind of booms, I can imagine. The downside is there's tons of stories of people blowing their hands off with M80s. And that's pretty yikes. Blowing your hands off doesn't really seem like a fun Saturday to me. I like keeping my hands attached to my body. I made the best of not going over by picking a bouquet of wildflowers for my friend / grandmother figure. That's beautiful, Natalie. I'm sure she'll appreciate that even more so. You got to do something good, despite the limitation. Nancy, here too. I think I've said hi, but I'll say hi again. Love you, Shell. It's a blessing having you, friend. Hello, everyone. Love to all. Wondering if anyone has seen the SNL skit Hot Ones with Beyonce. I know Hot Ones, the YouTube channel that feed people spicy food, but I don't think I've seen the SNL skit. Maya Rudolph as Beyonce makes me laugh every time. As a context, like is it a fuel or fire or a firecracker thing? Maybe just the Hot Ones thing. Calyx climbed to get the nicest purple lupins. That's so beautiful. Thank you, little Calyx. Calyx is Natalie's son. I'm wearing my oldest shorts from 1998, the year of my birth. Pink denim, of course. Very worn. I don't know why I wanted to share. I know why you wanted to share, because it just so happened that I watched Pink Floyd's The Wall yesterday. And reading the fact that you're wearing a pair of shorts that come from the same year as my birth and it happens to be pink denim just feels like an extra little layer of synchronicity to this experience I'm having. So thank you, Shell, for sharing nonetheless. Yay! Jovan is here too. Melt and more. I love you as we love you, dear friend. Such a blessing having you here as well. You have pink jeans, Shell? That's so cool. I can imagine they age well, even if they do get faded. I don't think they'll look bad necessarily. Nancy, Maya Rudolph is a goof. Hey Google, who's Maya Rudolph? Oh, yes. Yes, she is. Maya Rudolph. She is quite a character. I feel like I'm breaking rules again. Because technically I am. And I will continue to. Ain't no rules gonna keep me. We're not get kept by rules. I refuse. Sad facts, Doc Dad. Several Americans start their weekend with 10 figures, but won't end up that way. Yeah. That's kind of rough. Like my mom was also very vigilant. They did buy us firecrackers, but they kind of told us, or at least tried to educate us about the dangers of holding onto explosives. All right. So I remember very painstakingly, there was always this visceral need to get the explosives out of my hand when I would light them as fast as possible. So random. Why were you watching The Wall? Brother Ryan recommended that I should. He told me that he believes that's a movie that I should watch. And yesterday, after the experience I had, I was like, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like there was so much. Ultimately, what I experienced from that whole movie is just how apathy or lack of vulnerability, lack of being willing to be vulnerable in the first place, leaves you with less, right? And we can be conditioned that way from a young age. So yeah, I'm taking in the lesson still. There's a lot that happened. The animated bits were especially crazy to me. I low key want some pink denim. I mean, if not, why not, right? I'm sure you'll be able to buy some. Just Google, can I buy pink denim? Where buy pink denim? I have a pair of white bell bottoms. I plan on dyeing pink. I just have to settle on a shade. I mean, I feel even if you do settle on a shade, you're still going to have to try doing it right. I don't think it's easy to get something the shade you want it to be when you're dyeing it. Joe Schmo's here too. I used to wear pink pants with white canvas shoes. I thought I was bitching. I'm sure you were, Nancy. Why not? Why not? Why not keep thinking that? You know, continue to think that you were bitching. The rule. What rules are you breaking right now? Did your dad forbid you from googling a random American woman? No, he just he removed my connection to the internet. But I'm a millennial, technically, technically on the edge of being a millennial slash Gen Zer. So I know how to use technology better than he does. So I have the internet again. Don't say anything. I'll be super secretive about it. But I won't follow rules. I refuse, right? Especially if these rules are going to come from a place of ego. Right? If you wanna ego force me to be something I'm not, bet that I'm not going to accept that. Florida man. Melt, are you? She knew. Growing us as kids, uncle, who was a cop, bought over the fireworks. He confiscated, set a motor tube up. Everyone was sitting in chairs along the garbage door. He literally kicked out over. Fired right back into 10 people sitting there. Oh, that's a little bit of a yikes. Getting ricocheted with explosives is probably not the best way. Oh goodness. Yeah. I feel, at least in my mind, when I kind of really got into computers, I learned that there are cooler things to experience than explosives. Right? Like at least I don't know why necessarily, but I do still kind of feel that way. A sense of awe with the computing side of things. Fired right back to yeah, that's so brutal. I was sending you lovin's yesterday, spending time with all of the critters and knowing you'd be giddy as me. So much love. Thank you for sending our beloved Jumpin' Jack some lovin's too. Yeah, he did, Joy. Not for everyone necessarily, just for me. Yup, called it. Vibes up in here. Seb, I love that. Thanks for finding a way to continue to show up, Melty. I will. I'll literally die to continue being in this space. Like I was like going through that narrative yesterday. I was like, bro, the only thing that was communicated to me is the amount of fire that there is, right? And that if the fire doesn't have fuel to burn, the fire will start to ignite the air around it. Okay, okay. Let me set an intention. Calm, presence. Yeah. Hmm. Break the cipher. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Yeah, I that's the way I experienced it as well, though. Like hater energy, like jealousy slash ego. That was kind of like what I was trying to get at yesterday. Is that it's not about the imaginary friends. It's about him, right? The way the ego will do whatever it needs to justify its nonsense. Just saying hello. Hello to you, Connor. Blessings to you, dear one. It's nice having you here even for a moment. I think we have a kingfisher. Are they called kingfishers? That sound, I believe, is they look like kingfishers. They have the sharp little beaks, but I don't think they catch fish necessarily. There's no fish here. Yeah, I know, dude. I hate to be such a humbug, but Independence Day celebration triggers me. So many poor, unassuming critters, so scared for their lives out there, domestic and wild. We have the bird kind of agreeing. It's a kingfisher sound for sure. So you know it, yeah. Like they do look like kingfishers. It has this beautiful blue, feathers. It has that sharp little, face. Little burp. Yeah. Fortunately, we don't do the fireworks that much here in South Africa. I think we might do fireworks during like New Year. I remember my parents taking me to fireworks shows in like the cities, but they didn't really happen too often elsewhere. For instance, Pippi has never experienced a single firework in her life. She has experienced gunfire, though. That's probably the same thing. I agree, though. Sure, the amount of fear induced in those little beings is not exactly a good experience for them. Like just seeing dogs literally shaking, shaking and hiding in a box, trying to get away from these loud sounds. This remind this reminds of like day 3, your parents shut. I could try. Like, fortunately, I did buy data yesterday. So it's still on. Kingfisher Sound. What did I miss? Re-internet. Getting it off. Yeah, yesterday was quite an experience. It's full on monsooning right now. Hope to not flood. Monsooning. Hey Google, what is a monsoon? A seasonal prevailing wind in the region. The wet monsoon. I hope it doesn't flood, but I do hope all of the little plants get enough water. In that case, I wasn't there, but sometimes I watch your early streams. Oh, oh, something like this has happened before. I guess I didn't learn my lesson or something. Like following rules, right? Like especially if the rules are like I was thinking about this all day, pretty much. Thinking about this way that we have been conditioned literally from being children, going through a school system where they force us to be cogs in a machine. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. Literally, right? And just the amount of unwillingness, even as a child, right? Even as an 8-year-old, I could not accept the rules. I couldn't. I was like, why do I have to cut my hair? Why? And they were like, because it's the rules. I'm like, bro, I don't fucking care. I don't care. My long hair doesn't change my school performance. Doesn't change the person that I am. Doesn't change my ability to absorb information. So why should I listen to you, right? And then our parents try to do it as well. My parents have tried to do it. If the rules don't benefit the collective humanity, I will not follow them, right? No matter what the punishment will be, I refuse. And they know that about me as well, right? I think that's the worst part, is they know that about me and they'll still try. and then they'll tell me how like I'm sinning according to the Bible because I'm not honoring them by following these arbitrary rules that they set up. Shell with a Meltmore. My son just gave me the plot synopsis, or at least the beginning of the movie, Direct District 9, about aliens arriving in South Africa. Now I feel I need to watch it. That was one of the better ones, actually, coming from South Africa. It was really well made, right? Imagine realistic alien invasion, right? Like I feel like those aliens were kind of lame. Their spaceship broke or something, you know. They just like kind of like had it hovering, and then the aliens started landing on the planet, and they were moving into the rural areas in South Africa, and there was like censuses. Like they follow like the whole movie, I believe, like follows this census dude. Watch it, Shell. I believe it's worth the watch. I'm going to go and shower and such. Wish you all a magnificent day. Love you, Natalie. You should totally watch Shell. I love that movie. There we go. Duckling, I saved a dog that ran away during the fireworks last year. He was so scared. He ran 2 miles. That's horrible. Feeling like he's being attacked from every side because it's coming from above. Monsoon is like 3 inches an hour. Big rain, wet rain. District 9 is so hard to sit through, Shell. It is, right? It's racism. It's like basically a conversation about racism, the whole movie. You know, even if the aliens come to Earth, are we going to be racist towards them as well? We don't exactly have a good track record at this point in time, unfortunately. If the rules don't benefit the collective whole, I will not follow them. That's a good baseline rule. Yeah, right. And I feel there's this voice inside of me that goes, it is unjust to follow rules of tyranny, right? Like there's this voice inside of me that goes, it is evil, straight up evil, to follow rules that do not benefit humanity, right? Like that's the way I'm thinking about it. Like the worst thing you could possibly do, and again, I have to take things to the extreme, where if I do something and everybody else had to do that exact same thing as well, in both vectors, right? Not do and do, following rules that hurt humanity, that make people feel like they're less than, that make people feel like they're not worthy, make people feel like they're incapable of changing anything about their reality, in my mind feels like the ultimate evil towards them. Because how are you supposed to escape that conditioning if you're not unwilling to accept it in the first place? I watched it once, I will never watch it again. Maybe empathy issues, I don't really know. I've watched it a few times. I get the empathy, right? Like there's a certain level of heartbreak that happens while you watch it. And at the same time, uh like I don't want to spoil what happens in the movie, but a level of concern, a level of realization, accountability, no, revenge, justice, maybe. It really is it's a hard look into humanity, you know, and those can be a little bit hard. I remember Twilight Zone episode, aliens arrive with a book titled To Serve Man. People are woohoo. Then at the end we find out it's a cookbook. Oh, I don't want to be. I mean, maybe I do. Maybe it would be a great honor to be eaten by aliens. I'm really weighing my options because I'll die eventually, right? And then I'll be eaten by microorganisms, and that's pretty ordinary in the grand scheme of things, right? A lot of people have been eaten by microorganisms and worms and stuff. I don't think a lot of people have been eaten by aliens. You know what? I'm up for it. If I if I die, you know, in a few hundred years, the bookstore I used to work at. Yeah. Uh, I believe the internet just had its password changed again. Guess I couldn't get away with it long. I probably gave it away by talking about it in the first place. I don't care. I don't fucking care. To breaking rules of tyranny. Yeah. Cheers, my dudes. Cheers to you, dear Jovan. Those are the bookstore I used to work at. We kept in the art section for the booty mags. Booty mags. The boxes were pretty rare, but there occasionally we used gloves to sort those boys.
Torch.
What's a torch?
Die laat verander, weet je? Okay. Jy sal sien die wifi is terug. So once, 1 day. Twice, 2 days. 3 days. So
Cool.
dat is jou keer.
Dankjewel, pa. Something else ended up happening. The Wi-Fi got turned back on. Actually, no, reverse. I got reverse busted. Nancy, I just so weird. I'm like, I'm tripping out. When he came outside, I was like, I'm fucking busted. And then they turned the internet back on. They changed the passwords back to what it was, which means me getting all of the other password. Sick of. Is je oké? Is je oké, zijn voetjes? Yeah, so I'm still running on mobile data. I don't think I can switch over to the Wi-Fi while I'm streaming, but I can do it afterwards at least. It's like being at your friend's house and having to sit there while they get chewed out. So that was hard. Yeah, for me. I felt my ears move back. Was it yesterday? I was ready for it. I was like, here it comes. Here it goes. Hey, Toast Malost. Woo, Toasty Malosty, City 11s. Everyone's sitting in the circle with wide eyes, being like looking and slowly hides pipe and lighter. Like when my dad asked for a torch, I was holding a torch. I was like, what torch are you talking about? Toast man, yeah, celebrating toast. Like I'm tripping out a little bit right now. Like I like how my intention was not following rules of tyranny, something like that, right? I shall not follow rules of tyranny. And then the rules change. And that's where I went to. It's 11:12. It's 112. Oh, and the Arizona heat. That's hot. That's like 40 degrees Celsius, isn't it? Hey Google, what is 112 degrees Fahrenheit and Celsius? Yes! Whoa! I mean, like that. I don't know if you did that on purpose, Toast Malost, but that is it in Celsius. Yeah. 44.444 graden Celsius. That is absurd. Oh, please stay inside and drink water. That is insanity. It's all fours. Yo, however, it is all fours. Like I was shocked for a second. Dang Toast. That's like I think the hottest I've experienced was 46. So just a little bit warmer, but it's like midday for like 30 minutes. It was that hot or something, and we were in air conditioning for most of it, fortunately. But yeah, that's the hottest that I've ever experienced. Smelling burning plastic. Miss you, beautiful humans. We are always here with you, Toast. Not only in this stream, not only in all of these recordings. You see them recordings I'm talking about, but also here in your mind and here in your heart. All right. As soon as you think about us, there we are with you. It's nice to have you here, bro. I lurked in your stream yesterday. Yeah, it was a lot. I felt such a visceral sense of proud of me. Proud of me. Like I felt like I was doing a horrible job. Oh, felt like I was so far lost. And the only thing I could think about is how much I want to read your friends' comments. Hey John. John joining us too. It's nice having you, bro. Sending your lovin's, man. It's nice seeing your name, as always. I feel good today. I do feel like I've done what was required of me. And you know what was required of me? Nothing. It's kind of odd in that weird way. Right? I still ended up packaging the rusks and stuff. So not technically nothing. Right. But there was something alive in me. Right? Like something became awakened. And I had to put it to sleep. And the only way to put it to sleep is to not let it go outside. Or because it wanted outside. Oh, it wanted. It was like, let me. And it was like, ah, shoot. No, no. And I sat down and I breathed. And I tried to melt into acceptance, right? Even more so. And it worked. I had a lot of you friends reach out, sending so much love as well. And the more I thought about it is how happy I am to know that you friends are out there. Right? And all of these experiences I get to have with not feeling seen is contrast by the amount of you friends seeing me. It's almost surreal sometimes. Unbelievable, I think, is a good word as well. And yet here it is. It's not for me to believe. It's just for me to see. I just have to look with my eyeballs, and I get to see you, friends. Tell them how nice it is today, Joy. I hope it is for you. You spoke your truth. I did. I think it has been said over and over and over again so many times, and yet it's so difficult. Like I feel when I'm in a conversation with my dad, it's almost like a certain part of me switches off. Right, the part of me that's awake when I'm talking to you, friends, goes to sleep, and another part of me wakes up. You know, like I don't like who I am when I talk to my dad. It's a weird sensation. I guess it's conditioning as well, right? Modes of consciousness, modes of being. Like in this space, we have chosen to be something, right? But whatever Meltmore is becoming, that's what we've chosen to be, right? This collective entity, you know, me being Melt being a whole character of its own. And I'm saying character kind of liberally because Estian is a character as well, right? We were talking about that, the whole forgetting the ultimate self in remembering that you are an ego instead. That if you didn't forget you were the ultimate self, you wouldn't be allowed to experience this moment of consciousness in the way that you do. This moment of consciousness would be in some way less than because of how great your understanding is in comparison. Does it make sense? Right? It's like perspective. If you've seen everything for all time, forever, seeing a burb land on a tree branch and the tree branch budging and catching the bird's weight and bouncing a little bit for a second, the little leaves moving in sync, right? Instead of that inspiring a sense of awe to this current perspective, who gets to have that as a novel experience, the old God mind just sees something it's seen a trillion, right? Just to try and confangle our brain with numbers. An infinite, an infinite amount of birds landing on that exact branch in that exact way, moving those exact little leaves, and it's so absurd. It's so absurd. So we come and experience this. Yeah, maybe I should read yesterday's poem, right? Yesterday's poem was about this topic. I called it Unaware God. That you are the unaware God, right? And I was writing it about Dad, to be completely honest, but all of us are the unaware God. And it goes. Let me show you the flower first. This is how the flower turned out. It's pretty sick. Got these cool dudes with grasses. Look at that. Look at him, so cool. Okay. Unaware God. Follow the rules or else you will burn in eternity in hell. The place I send myself by not being a shell. How unaware I have to be to forget my own remembering. Lost in stories I'm told, to these rules I must hold. So scared of being ourselves, we hide our light in ego spells. So overwhelmed by everything else, we choose to become something that dwells. Why must that something be bad, angry, controlling, sinner, or sad? A story of fear told so long, we believe we're what's wrong. I choose to become aware, to see my light and dare, become what I'm told impossible, except that I am responsible. Wow!
That's the important part.
Wow!
That responsibility part.
Yeah, I agree that.
Important part.
Responsibility.
Focus on.
I'm taking responsibility.
Responsible for your choices, man.
I know that. I accept that responsibility. Yeah, I'm choosing to do this every day, right? I'm choosing to love myself. I'm choosing to drink water instead of soda, right? As a majority. I rarely drink soda, fortunately, partly because it isn't, in the household. There is Fanta right now. And a part of my main is like, yeah, Fanta sounds nice, but no. Gonna drink water. That's the responsibility that I'm talking about, right? That like the thing that you need to become, which people will tell you is impossible, it is going to be your responsibility to do the things so that you can become that which other people believe impossible, right? Only you can do that because other people don't think it's possible. How are they going to do what you need to do the impossible when they don't think it is even possible, right? It's like brain melting. It's like, how can you listen to that? How can you listen to those rules of tyranny when it is an impossibility for them to even start understanding what you're trying to do? Whoa! I'm lovely here right now. We finally have some summer sunshine. Yay, I'm happy to hear that, Joy. I saw that shift in your spirit yesterday, Melty. You guys have some pretty tall fences between you. It's hard to melt through. It's really hard to melt through because I don't feel seen, right? I feel stupid and unaware and unworthy and less than, right? When I have a conversation with my dad. And I've been made to feel that way for so long that it's almost default, right? It's like that's how it is. And every conversation, unfortunately, doesn't really correct that narrative. It just seems to strengthen it. And I'm aware of that feeling, and I've talked about it so many times in these streams that I'm coming to a point of just acceptance, resignation, putting it down, walking away from it, being like, okay, fine. Well, I guess the pile of nasty work clothes I felt out. My brain's getting melted right now. I left out in the yard yesterday. It's getting power washed. Now we are flood warning. It's raining sideways. For me, my brain is just melting to imagine the different states of being all of us are occupying right now, right? Hey Zano, blessings to you. I don't know what Zano's outside looks like right now, but we know that Joy Vivas looks sunny outside, right? I have pretty sunny outside, no clouds in the sky as well. Meanwhile, Duck Dad, rain's coming sideways. And us being like, oh yeah, this is what a calm, gentle day we have here. And yet we're having this shared experience simultaneously. Sending you love and Zano. It's nice having you here with us. There is this thing that happens in churches where some people don't get treated right. They give up on Christianity because of jerks, but they're still hungry to know God and they're still searching miraculously. Sometimes they end up here full of wounds that haven't healed, and this space just covers all of that with so much love that it cannot remain. Healing selves, right? Melting. Because, like, I'm imagining all of us as indestructible soul, right? And your soul can take cuts. It doesn't get destroyed, but then heating it up with just loving presence kind of like makes those gaps fill up again with yourself, right? Because you are the thing that experiences that love. I cannot give you love if you're unwilling to receive it, right? I can try to give you love, and you can assume that what I'm trying to give you is hatred, and you will resume hate. You will you will receive hatred, right? Even if the thing that I'm trying to share is love. It's kind of absurd sometimes as well, and I feel that. I can feel that having conversations with my family sometimes. Sofa, going spice. It's not 110. It's so hot there as well. Oh, Louisiana. I'm so sorry to hear that. Sofa, sending you lovin's. And instead of warm love, hopefully, cool, cool confidence. You're such a cool person. You're so cool. You're so fantabulastic. Sofa. Yeah, get that cool. I live in a literal swamp. Swamp hat. Oh, goodness. Oh. Shan, it does go deep. There's just so many videos of it, like Baby Carson. Oh yeah, Billy Carson. That dude has some fractals to share as well. You smaction as you win. Thank you, Sofa. I don't feel particularly schmacky today, weirdly enough. I don't know why. I feel. This is the way my brain is trying to articulate. I feel like the version of me that I see is different to the version of me that I usually do. And I don't find that version of me attractive. And it's a little bit interesting. All right. The part of me that's willing to resign, I'm like, you weak asshole. And I'm like, bro, please. I'm just trying to survive. Oh, please. Angrily looks at myself in the mirror. Oh, being a human is odd sometimes. Anyone here heard or seen the Onakuai? Anaunaki. Oh, the aliens. I correlated to the tablets of creation, emerald tablets. Yeah, I don't know. Zano would probably hit you up, with that conversation. But I don't know if I'm sold on the whole aliens impregnating us and stuff. I don't know. I'm up for being disproven, of course, always. Like, give me solid evidence. Show me an alien. Come on, aliens! Please, aliens. Please, I've asked. I'm not cool. I'm cool. I'll just chill with you. I'll roll you joints even. Don't smoke joints. I'll roll you whatever you want me to. I just want to like be a little fly on the wall. I want to see the inside of your ships. Please. Oh, please, aliens. They're no aliens. Come on, aliens. Why haven't they come and visited me, John? That's the thing. That's the thing again. And I've had this with Christianity as well, right? When I tried to believe as a child, I would pray. Yes, I would pray. And there were these amazing stories of like people getting these flames above their heads because of how in tune they were with God, right? These fires. And I remember as like a 9-year-old desperately praying, being like, bro, please, oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Give me a sign. Oh, give me some fire on top of heads. Oh, please do that. I am reading this in your literature. Come on. Nothing. Not even a word. Not even like a pip. Like only this voice that remains inside of you. Right. That's been present forever. Has never not been present. It goes beyond. But I look for something outside. Right. Rarely do we find it, unfortunately. Consciousness is probably the right answer. And consciousness takes many forms, right, including alien ones. I'm not saying aliens don't exist. I'm saying that they're probably not existing in or need to in our plane of existence. Right? They probably, at least when it comes to travel, are interdimensional. It's easier to travel when you're interdimensional. And like I can feel the amount of the fuck. So instead of going right from this spot on Earth to another spot on Earth, you can walk into the dimension that is somewhere else on Earth. Right? Like in the same way that this is a dimension that I occupy, right? And you occupy a dimension again, brother Duck Dad having like sideways rain, right? Like he is occupying a different dimension to me. Right? The energy that you feel from sideways rain and the wind outside, cracking trees, whipping things around. That's a different dimension to the one I'm existing in right now. And instead of me going on a plane or a car and all the way there, I could just walk into his dimension if I'm interdimensional. Right? Like intersecting. That's some crazy talk. Might not be that far away. That might be the final step of technology that they give us. If they gave us any technology at all, right? Like a part of me is kind of like sus about our technology, right? I'm watching you too. Yeah. It's me seeing the technology, seeing me seeing the technology, seeing me seeing the technology. That the technology we have right now might have been gifted to us by aliens as a transitory step to actually getting us to properly communicate with them. Right? Where if you're never mind even no longer a being of flesh, you went into the transcendental level of being a being that is interdimensional, right? You have literally transcended what it means to be a flesh being. How do you communicate with one? Right? And I feel like the closest way to actually get like a proper bandwidth, right? Because words are a highly compressed version of what's happening on the inside here. Trying to like get that bandwidth across, we have to kind of introduce these technological pieces. And they might have tried to spur that on. I'm not saying they did, of course. This is all we're like shotgun or cannoning, or but what counterfactuals maybe, I don't know if these are facts. They might be counterfacts, but they are intriguing to think about, if anything. Blame it on melt. His machine is blowing heat waves up in our damn country. I'm tripping out how, one of the themes that you friends are talking about today is how unbearably hot it is where you are. And today's stream topic is about fueled fire. Right? That seems a little bit sus as well. I'm sorry, Sofa. I'm cooling down. Sending you the coolest of cools. I drank the following during work week 2 Pepper Light, 3/4 of a gallon of water, and a large slushy Didn't pee once. Oh my goodness. Just the water being zapped from your body. Don't let the sun cook your sofa. It's intense there. I can't even imagine Arizona with that humidity. That's amazing. That's actually hell on earth. Hopefully only temporarily. Thank goodness. Love is true. Cool damp rag. It helps. Yeah, actually a scarf. Like these things are functional, pieces of clothing. I don't wear them just because I'm like all woo woo and stuff. I am. I admit all woo woo and stuff, but I wear them for a functional reason. You can wet the scarf, and it literally cools your body down, right? Like it's kind of nice, actually. Very nice. Heat stroke ain't no joke. Yeah, don't get heat struck in DNA splicing, not impregnating, DNA splicing. I mean, I feel like if we got DNA spliced, we would probably see more variation, right? Like, and this is like I've thought about this critically because we share a lot of our DNA with other creatures, right, in our evolutionary tree. And there is not this massive bank of DNA that is completely different to all other DNA, right? Like we've been spliced with some other entity, coming from interdimensional places or otherwhere. Other way, like it's, at least that's the way I think of it. I still hold open to it being a possibility, but I'm not completely convinced right now. He's reading a joke. Heading out on a boat for afternoon. You schmackies. Stay safe. I hope your boat is a covering. Please do wear a hat and hydrate, dear friend. Sending you lovin's. No joke, put in words of say. We are able to do gene splicing today, but yes, of states. There's a lot of religions are based on this species. I know. I've seen the evidence as well, right? Like, and there's so many different cultures who independently talk about these creatures as well, right? And that's also where it gets a little bit wonky. I'm not opposed to it being a thing. I just don't understand. Oh, I do. We are. What's that word? Can you use the word amnesic? Amnesia, right? Amnesia is when you forget stuff. Our species tends to forget things over generations, over and over again. Fabukaus? I don't know what that means as well. Today, not going to be in Sangha today. Don't talk shit about me when I'm gone. Okay, let's start talking shit about Joy while she's here. Why would we do that, Joy? We love you. We're just gonna probably mention how we miss you not being there. Next time, maybe. I hope you have a good day. My Koji is pissing everywhere. I think he has a UTI. I need to go through the house and hunt down pee puddles and scrub my mattress. Baby, I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through that. That sucks, both for him and for you. I never had a cat with a UTI, but I know peeing everywhere is a symptom. Maybe he's trying to let you know. Can't imagine him being able to communicate to you any other way. I'm sorry that that's the way it has to happen, but I'm happy that you're still being a good mama to your little kitty. Cool rag only helps a bit. Look up wet bulb syndrome. It's a growing problem here. The humidity is too high for your body to evaporate moisture. It was just sheeting off my race. I don't know what the last words mean, but I'm kind of like hearing what you're saying with the whole moisture thing, right? Like the air is so saturated with water that the warm water that is being produced by your body to try and radicalize some of the heat that's internal cannot be absorbed by the air around you, so you just stay hot. Yeah, that's pretty yikes. I didn't know that that's why humidity was even more uncomfortable. Right? Like I was confused about that when I went to China. During the summer it got like extremely humid. And even though the temperature, the actual temperature wasn't that much higher than we had it here in South Africa, the quality of life was significantly worse. And I get now that it's because of the humidity. Here in South Africa, it's not dry necessarily, but it's kind of dry. It's a little bit dry. So even if it's hot, you still get to at least cool down quickly. Usually just some medicine, maybe a special diet. if it's persistent. Did you change little by chance? Gene splice me some pig genes. Gene splice me some less myostatin, please. I want less myostatin. Myostatin is it a hormone? It's an expression, right, in your body that basically tells your muscles to stop growing, right? Like if you could just put on as much muscle mass as possible normally, you would need excessively more calories, right? And from a survival perspective, if we were still living tribally, hunting from the land, me as an entity eating twice as much or 4 times as much as any other entity wouldn't exactly be balanced or good for the survival of the tribe. So yeah, hoi myostatin. I do kind of want the genes that boost brain-derived neurotrophic factor. I want better T cells. I feel my T cells are pretty on point, to be honest. T cells are the parts of your body that basically store the informational database for all potential viruses, cancer cells, anything going awry in your body, they know what's up. And brain-derived neurotrophic factor is the part of your brain, or the chemical your brain releases when you grow new neurons. Get that interconnectivity. What else? I don't really want to mess with testosterone. I don't think I need to. I think myostatin is going to be enough. Growth hormone, maybe. Like if you have better T cells, having more growth hormone wouldn't be bad. You will also have better skin and stuff like that. That'd be nice. Yeah, gene splice me. I'm just imagining these aliens actually gene splicing me in an interdimension right now. Are you actually doing that? They're smiling. I don't know, like that's like one of those smiles where it might be sinister. They might actually just smile as in this guy, I'll accept. Splice my genes. Mindfully evolving. Cool rag. Again, Lovins, dude. That's why we have to build super suits, so something that can literally take the heat directly away from your skin. Do you know about Nature's Miracle? It breaks down the urea crystals. I don't know about that, but that does sound like a good thing if you have crystals in your urea. Crystals in your bladder, right? Formed by the urea. Face damn it, Band-Aid on my finger, can't type. It's okay. Face damn it. I have changed. I haven't changed anything. Perhaps he's drinking less water. That could do it. And yes, Shell, I haven't had to use Nature's Miracle in years. Guess I'll order some now. Thanks for the reminder. I'm happy that you know about it at least. I hate when stuff happens with our pets on the weekend. I hate when stuff happens to our pets in general. But I get the weekend fractal as well, right? There's a certain energy of just like, I just want to not do things right now. I want to have to not worry about anything, just for a little bit. And then our little, house family members are like, I'm suffering. I'm fucking suffering. Please do something about it. They were like, I don't know what to do for you, bro. I'm sorry. I'm suffer. And then that there sits in your mind. 11:11. Lovins. Thank you, friends, for joining me. I think we can pull a card. Ooh, 77%. I'm on 71, and it is 17. Right, 11 minutes past 5 on my side. So it's 17, 11, 71. And it's 46 on that one, and it's 53 on that one. Okay, that's the only synchronicity. Yeah, we'll pull a card, then we'll play a kalimba, and then we'll finish the stream off. Palindrome time. Yeah. 64 here. That's also a significant one. Hey, Google, what's the significance of the number 64? The sum of the Eulers, that's like mathematics, I believe. Yeah, dodecahedral number, and is a center triangular number. It's also a whole number, and a perfect square and a perfect cube. Yeah, so it holds significance in sacred geometry, the number 64 as well. And then we can go into this one. No. Most of it is math, right? The number 64 is pretty important in math. But I'm having a hard time getting the woo-woo. Give me some woo-woo, please. There we go. This is some more woo-woo. This is one of Hinduism. Significance of 64 in Hinduism. It gave me that as a suggestion, and then when I searched it, it says it doesn't understand. Okay, the number 8 is sacred, and therefore it's square. 64 is 2. Indian mythology states that from Devi and the Maha Yogini emerges 8 great divine mothers called Ashta Matrikas. These 8 matrikas manifest each in turn into 8 sacred Shaktis, thus resulting in 64 tantric yoginis. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? It is. Like, weirdly enough, I don't know if that did anything for you, but that did push some buttons in my psyche that I have actually been thinking about. Intra-stream. 63 here, so on it actually as well. Purple and gray with yellow lines. Let's see. Oh. Let's see, Joe Schmo. What card will we pull? What shall we see from the universe? This one. Purple and gray lines. There are gray lines. And there are purple ones as well. I don't know if they're really gray. Francine Hart doesn't use any gray in her art, really. Maybe that's a little bit gray. It's more brown. But this is one of my favorite cards in the whole deck. Together we fly. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Together we fly. There be some verbs. 2 hawks flying above. A sacred couple. A union. Swing. It used to be. It should be pink today. I mean, I think there's some pink in there somewhere. I love this card. Me too. It's one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. So gentle. There's a little dragonfly dispelling illusion. There's bananas. It's this couple flying into space over the mountains and rivers. The wings of energy, the bamboo stalks going up. You can see that symbols on the background. I'm not wearing my ring today, but one of the rings I wear has those symbols, those little lines. Depending on how the lines are oriented, the information means something else. Okay. Together we fly. It's a cool card. Growth and freedom. Damn. Yeah. I wonder how many years it took her to design these cards and write the book. I wonder if that information is available. Let's see. Hey ChatGPT, how long did it take Francine Hart to write and design the cards for Sacred Geometry cards for the Visionary Path? Thinking about it. There we go. It doesn't have the information. Silly GPT. I need to pay for the web connected version. I'm just waiting for it to get absurdly good. It's happening so fast at this point that I probably just should. But let's go. Growth and freedom. Growth and freedom. Embedded within this card is a beautiful geometry that was created by the crop circle makers in Great Britain. Aliens. We were talking about aliens. Damn. It is reminiscent of ancient stone glyphs and suggests a code that, if carefully calibrated, may unlock potential and accelerate growth. This is tripping me out now. That symbol kind of called to us today, especially. The magical couple holds hands as they take wing and soar above lush, green tropical environment. Growth is all around them, embracing, and nourishing their vision of expansive freedom within sacred union. By joining together in this freedom flight, they amplify their individual potentials and grow beyond the bounds of conventional relationship to a place of resonance with all of creation. Pippi is like trying to get my attention. Like she literally bumped my finger with her nose. Was like, come on, dude. Come on, do the thing. Do the thing. Love you too, Pippi. Two hawks access guide and flight and far-sighted awareness. The dragonfly reminds them not to get caught up in illusion. This card asks you to expand your vision of personal power. Envision yourself unlocking your own capacity for growth and then reaching beyond yourself to touch the ones you love. It further asks you to allow all of your relationships to flourish and grow in their own manner, and to celebrate the potential for mutual growth and freedom. Freedom, huh? My intention for smoking today was not listening to tyrannical rules. You wanted proof? Fine, John. Fine. Oh, like how can I deny that, bro? That was pretty on point. I have to admit. Right? But I do believe, and this is like a part of my, I don't know if it's conditioning. Maybe it's part of the propaganda that's working or something. But I believe crop formations are made by people. It inspires all, right? Like that's how I see it. I see these people as like really cool dudes and dudettes that want to inspire awe in people's minds by making spectacles, right? Okay, I'm hearing John go, bro, have you seen how crisp some of those things are broken? It looks so meticulously done, like they either had to do it individually by hand, each of them, or it was some sort of machine. And I'm, oh, please. Aliens, come and visit me, please. Come and say hi. Like I'm chilling alone here. You know, I have so much time. We can just chill out. I'll bring you onto the stream. We can have the coolest chats. You know, I'll tell the internet that it's AI. You know, you'll get away with it. People will believe me. They'll be impressed, but they'll believe me. They'll be like, yeah, it's just AI. Oh, it's just generated image. Hi, Melt. How do you find out about the divine geometry? Honestly, Joy Vive, I was getting into the platonic solids, you know, as mediums to hold when I wanted to make art, right? I was like, yes, holding these fundamental forces of the universe, I will make more beautiful art. I've already at that point gotten pretty into the golden ratio and using that in my art as like a way to structure your imagery. And as I was like diving through that little fractal on China's equivalent of Amazon, it's called Taobao. I found this book. It was like $100 or something, but I was like, damn, yeah, I want that. So I got it. And it's come with me ever since. Bought these cards in China, of all places. So yeah, Francine art has reach. feeling even more inspired to make my own deck eventually. Hey Mel, how do you find out? But again, thank you for asking. Joy, my mind is not operating with the. Yeah, you can hear it. Money well spent, I'm sure. Oh yes, oh yes. This is like one of the best purchases I've made. It has added so much significance, right, to my experience. I love when that happens. Yeah, right? Finding something you didn't know you were looking for, right? That is the algorithm's job, technically. It's supposed to try and connect you as quickly as possible to the thing you didn't know you needed, all right? So that you can now spend money you don't actually have to spend on something like that. There's moo cows behind you. Yeah, they be. The moo cows. They seem to have chilled out a little bit. They were doing this weird thing where they were just like screaming profusely. All of them, like collectively. I was like really concerned about it. I was like, are they singing? Are they lamenting? Are they having a conversation? Is that gobbledygook? Yeah! Skapow! Gab goop gobblem gubs geeps. It's nice seeing you, dear one. It's been a moment. How are you feeling? Yeah, that's weird and concerning. It was weird. It was weird, right? Like it sounded kind of like eerie even. And I was like imagining that they were like doing some sort of ritual, you know, some sort of cow ritual or something, lamenting cows. Gubu, is that you? So much love it's being shared. Okay, I think I need to play some kalimba. Pippi is putting dog hair on my body, but that's how it be when we have little entities. Where's your entity? Is that a flea? No, some other creature. It's chill. You can relax. A busy goopska gab babidi. It's fine, bro Bobo. You know that we will always be here to welcome you lovingly. It's not about you not being here, it's about you being here. Right? That's what we're celebrating right now. We love you so much. I'm gonna play some kalimba and then we're gonna get ready for the sangha. I think I saw a comment a moment ago. Kalimba, there we go. Yeah, Joe Schmo. Let's see if I'm going to be able to channel good vibes, especially with Gab here. He's also an instrumentalist, you know. Joe Schmo and Gaburigu with their keen ears listening in. Some of your other friends I know are musicians as well. I'm so fascinated how you sit folded up on that little cushion for hours at a time. Yeah. I literally had to condition myself to do that as well, Joy. Weirdly enough, they believe that yoga as a practice actually helps you sit better. Right? It's like you do yoga so that you can sit. And I was like, huh. I guess that is why I have to become a yoga teacher as well. You know, and now I do yoga literally every single day before I come and sit down for stream. I'm always here whenever I am. Yes, exactly, bro. That's the way it should be. Now I'm being mindful of me sitting. Yeah, sitting well. Sitting well is also a type of yoga, you know. You can just sit well, and that will be more than enough. Okay, 3 minutes, 33 seconds of kalimba. Go. Kebab. I've been looking at the moon this whole time. She be gorgeous tonight. Let me see if I can show you. Our beloved moon. Oh. There it is. I got some of that zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Such a beautiful little moon. There's just floating mass out there in space and time, influencing our waves, influencing our minds. Lady Moon, right? So gorgeous, always. I do have I don't know if it's cheating, but a love affair with the moon as well, you know. Mama Gaia is my first love. But damn, moon be beautiful. No, I love you too. You're still loved, always. Cannot be not loved. But damn, look at that moon. Such a moon. Oh, yeah. Conditioning, I guess. Yeah, fighting my conditioning. That way you go. Gab, long story short, I heard a horse fart at work the other day and thought to myself, if Gab was here, he would be snickering about that. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, dearest Shan, for loving this experience with me. The moon was amazing last night. Full on the 3rd, so tomorrow. Yeah, it does look like it's just like a smidge away from full power, but still gorgeous. Like for those 3 days, you know, around the full moon, I have a hard time keeping my eyes off her. Fullness, right? And in a weird way, our Earth is like the most extreme version of that fullness. Like it's so full, it's everywhere, all around you, always, you know, ceaselessly hugging you. Have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I for really, really love you all so very, very superest, the duperest, tremendously gargantuanly. Mega immensely, staggeringly, dearly, melt in all of you, oh so amazingly, incredible, spectacularly, marvelously, miraculously, remarkably, impressively, jaw-droppingly gorgeous friends. As we love you, dearest Shan. I honor you, send you lovin's. It's cloudy to see her. It's too cloudy to see her here. Hopefully the clouds will clear up. Pippi is like bumping me. She's like, bro, give me attention. Why don't you give me some of that attention you were talking about? How about you do that thing where you use your hand to give me attention, and then the kitty comes along. She's like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get attention here right now. I'm trying to get some attention. Kitty is like, I don't care. Meow. And now suddenly Pippi is like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna pretend there's something that I need to bark at. How dare you try and give a little meow attention. Meow ran away, of course, because Pippi knows she runs away when she barks. I'm off to cat business. Love you, joy, blessings. I'm sorry that you have to go through this. I'm happy that you're willing to. Taking care of your little one. You want to see Kitty still? She came back. No. And then I'll do pop. Yippee kitty bee. Meow meow. It's a Shelby. Hey meow. Chica. What are you seeing? You seeing something, Daddy? That's a meowky meow. That's a meow meow. You wondering why the dog's barking? She's barking at nothing. That's the jealousy bark. She knows that sometimes she gets attention when she barks like that, but I don't like giving attention when she just like barks stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like a meow meow. You can see those little ears move. Something tells me that they understand what we're saying. They just don't want to reply to us. We're thinking of you in Sangha, Joy. Yes, we will. It's gonna come up soon. Thank you, dear friends, for joining me again. We'll do this tomorrow. I appreciate you finding yourself here with me for as long as you did. Lovin's to you. See you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Cheers, cheers.